Hello, and welcome to today's case study on the IT industry. This case study is brought to you by Blake Tachigo, Jared Miller, and Joshua Goldring. In this case study, we will be covering a brief introduction to the IT industry, issues such as environmental impacts, business continuity, and costs, followed by in detail our key issues being changing technologies, customer service, and cybersecurity. We will then address the relevant theories to address the problems, our objectives, and action plans, followed by a brief conclusion.
The world we live in is a technology-driven world. Those who are not willing to stay up to date with today's technology will simply be left behind. Technology is responsible for the globalization of the global economy. From the large multinational organization to the small local corner shop, technology is an essential part for day-to-day operations. Whether you are creating orders, managing inventory, or making a sale transaction, technology is the instrument which makes this possible. The IT industry is facing many challenges regarding their environmental responsibilities. At times, the industry has been known to be quite wasteful, exploiting precious resources, consuming large amounts of energy for production and operation, encouraging thoughtless disposal of hardware, and constantly encouraging consumers to upgrade without a thought of the environmental impacts. A recent post in the media pleading to the public the environmental issue of technology says, "Why do we need to change our cell phone or iPad every 6 months? There is a toll on the environment, both in terms of extractive industries and what to do with the materials you dispose of. We don't know where to put all of this stuff. Batteries don't just evaporate." The IT industry has a major role in the global efforts to lessen the impacts of climate change. Experts have said the industry needs to develop lean manufacturing techniques and carbon reducing technologies. Many organizations have turned to cloud computing as a means of storing data. These data centers require a large amount of energy to keep cool and to operate. An idea with significant potential to reduce the industry's carbon footprint has been raised and is still in discussion for development. This involves locating data centers near renewable sources of energy in colder areas of the world, such as Scandinavia or the Arctic, where hardware can be kept cold with less energy consumption and less impact on the environment.
Costs in the IT industry are growing as competition increases due to companies heavily investing in newer technologies to reduce their costs and keep ahead of their competition. Today, IT spending is heavily weighed by fixed costs, with almost two-thirds of the budget being fixed in the short run. With the growth of cloud computing and mobile technology, businesses have had to give more attention and resources to combat the rising demand. As costs continue to be scrutinised, IT needs to find a way to reduce the costs of obsolescence. Everything from the PC you're using to the skills needed to perform your job seem to become obsolete in 3 to 5 years. For example, IT companies being subjected to a new release of Windows every few years. Obsolescence poses another problem for businesses, is which development software will still be around in 10 years' time. If you look at the progression of software in today's systems, one obvious trend is irrefutable. The IT world has gotten increasingly complex. The complexity is rapidly reaching a point of critical mass, where one single developer can no longer know everything needed to be proficient at his or her job. The demand for IT professionals in businesses are being reduced as businesses seek to reduce their fixed costs by moving toward the use of contract labour. Businesses could address costs by conducting a SWOT analysis to find their strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to better assess how to change their fixed costs into variables without affecting long-term goals.
One problem that happens day to day in businesses all across Australia and the world is system failures and problems that occur in businesses in the everyday running of their stores and facilities. Example of these issues that can occur are highlighted to, but not limited to, EFTPOS machines not working, registers freezing, computer websites and programs crashing, and ordering systems making mistakes. Examples of these have been apparent in recent events with a Gregory Hills RMS service centre having FPOS issues and leaving customers stranded, not being able to pay fines and rego fees, and therefore being a major inconvenience with their motor vehicles. One other example recently has been with the New South Wales firearm registries, having a computer system mix-up and accidentally sending hundreds of firearms licenses to the wrong addresses and citizens, which proposed a major security threat with members of the public having another person's personal information, as well as the ability to purchase weapons in a fraudulent manner. This can be prevented by businesses and governments having strategic procedures that help stop these incidents and computer errors from happening. By employing professional technicians to complete updates and mandatory safety checks and repairs to systems to make sure events like these don't happen. Also, action plans must be made so that in the event of these issues happening again, the businesses know how to deal with the problem.
New technologies are revolutionizing the working world, and it continues to advance more rapidly than ever in the last decade. And it doesn't stop there. Technology advancement experts claim that within the next 20 years, up to 40% of Australian jobs could be replaced by technology. Now, without focusing on the obvious economic issue that the future may hold, there are several current issues being faced by organisations due to the constant change of technology. When technology changes, so does the organisation in the way that they manage, communicate, and make business decisions. This can make it extremely difficult for employers and employees to adapt to the ever-changing environment that technology can impose in an organisation. This next issue has two sides to the argument. It can be seen as a benefit, but in many cases can have a negative impact on employees' work-life balance. This is the flexibility that technology has created, enabling remote working practices and workforce mobility. This has broken the shackles of the work schedule and created labour on demand for employers. However, for the employee, maintaining a healthy work-life balance becomes increasingly difficult. Although having flexible working hours to organise work around other commitments can have a positive effect on employees' work-life balance, it can also impose the opposite, as workers cannot switch off from work due to it being so accessible. This could easily be taken advantage of and abused by employers, this is why this is an issue.
We live in a world of instant connection, where owners can summon IT support live on screen with the click of a button. So why is the customer service still so poor within the IT industry? Studies have shown that despite the advancements in technology, customers have felt IT representatives lack empathy, product knowledge, and provide overall ineffective resolution to their issues, leaving customers feeling unsatisfied. Customers today want information fast, without long waits on hold or being transferred to different reps who are unable to solve the issue. IT businesses need to focus on strengthening their customer service skills by providing better communication training to their employees. Employees who have high product knowledge but lack the required communication skills can lead to customers feeling overwhelmed and dissatisfied. Employee dissatisfaction within the industry needs to be addressed. As costs for businesses within the IT industry rise, remuneration and benefits to employees suffer, which overall affects the quality of service the customer receives. So how should IT companies address these issues?
Cybersecurity is a major issue within the IT business today. Due to the growing evolution of technology in society today, the threat of system hacking is ever increasing and one of the more vital issues within the IT business. It is a major priority in businesses as it plays a major role in inventory, contacting clients and staff, delivering and ordering, online websites, and transactions. If a hacker gets into the system of a business, they have the power to cause great damage to IT systems or to the reputation of the business. Once in the system, hackers can permanently shut down all operating systems, plant viruses, or steal vital information about the business or clientele, such as banking details, photo ID, and also living addresses. Such examples are the Ashley Madison scandal, which occurred during 2015. Ashley Madison was a confidential dating site set up for married couples to engage in relations with other people. During July 2015, hackers worked their way into the system and exposed private information of over 32 million users. Information about the client's addresses, photos, and private messages between members was all exposed to the public and to the members' spouses. Over a survey conducted during 2013 through to 2017 by Hindle Security shows that during the period of 2013 to 2015, Australia has spent a total of $11.13 million on cybercrime, with the study showing that 68% of all funds lost due to the cyber hacking being declared unrecoverable. While another study provided by the same company have shown that 99% of computers are vulnerable to a cyber attack, with 600,000 Facebook social media profiles being hacked every day. For example, in a recent attack, an international cybercrime ring based out of Eastern Europe managed to steal $1 billion in 2 years from 100 different banks in nearly 30 countries using spear phishing emails targeting bank employees. The spear phishing technique is by far the most successful on the internet today, accounting for 91% of attacks. All of these events can be preventable by businesses by employing IT technicians to complete safety precautions, run virus protection systems, and by updating servers and programs to prevent cyber hacking. Another way to prevent these issues is by creating a business prevention plan to prevent the possibility of a hacker gaining control over a staff member through the use of spear phishing, by restricting staff members from discussing work material over social media and only using confidential email protection services to prevent email hacking.
To combat management instability caused by constant change of technology, organizations should adopt a contingency management style. When faced with an issue, managers need to analyze the situation and attempt to fit the most suited management practice to the unique demands of the situation. This is important because managers of today are faced with a diverse and complex working environment, and in no way could one managerial style be adequate for all situations.
Managers in IT should strive to focus on employees' motivation by adopting Herzberg's two-factor management style. By focusing on the satisfy factors such as pay increases and promotion, whilst reducing the hygiene factors such as things they dislike within the workplace, can greatly improve customer service. Dissatisfied employees will greatly impact the quality of service given to the customer, which can have negative impacts on the industry itself. Providing employees with adequate training, short targets and long-term goals such as pay rises and the chance of promotion will enhance an employee's work ethic, allowing them to provide a better service to the customer. By implementing preliminary controls, managers can ensure objectives are highlighted before the day even starts. The objective within the IT industry is to reduce the amount of customer complaints and provide a quick and reliable service. Employers should put preliminary systems into place which values the customer and focuses on measuring the customer's satisfaction through online feedback. For example, having morning meetings to address issues such as negative customer feedback and complaints and setting objectives to resolve these issues before they even arise. Too often in the IT industry, customers cannot understand the troubleshooting methods put into place by businesses, thereby creating barriers of communication between the employee and the customer. By placing preliminary checks using customer feedback, employees can ensure easier systems are put into place to meet company objectives and ensuring customer loyalty.
To combat the management instability, organisations need to implement plans to resolve these issues in-house. There is evidence supporting the effectiveness of regular leadership development days that give managers new ways to manage difficult environments that they are subject to. Organisations should hold monthly leadership training days which educate managers on up-to-date methods to manage in a modern work environment. In terms of measurability, management itself is quite difficult to gauge. In short term, managers could get feedback from employees on how they've handled difficult situations. On the longer end of the scale, management could use employee engagement surveys as a means to measure leadership.
To make these plans into a reality and achieve these objectives, IT managers should schedule weekly meetings with employees and review feedback controls. Feedback controls are essential in measuring employees' overall performance. For example, asking customers to review our service and the employee that served them. Managers could reduce bad customer service by providing yearly remuneration and benefits to employees, such as pay incentives and promotions for good performance.
The IT industry is so diverse and complex, it would take quite some time to resolve these issues. Some issues such as cybersecurity, costs, business interruptions, and environmental impacts may always be an issue. However, what the industry could do is lessen the severity or the risk that these issues hold. In regards to customer service and managerial obstacles, with further advancement and patience, we believe these issues can be resolved. The result of this would be better satisfied internal and external customers with smooth operations within organisations.